Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kere konsolbata konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there. Welcome to Wanna Bet. Just making sure everybody's got the link out there on Twitter to watch on YouTube right now where we are live. We will be on tape delay a little bit later on Twitter if you're watching live and you want a double dose, and then all the Spotifyers as well. You can consume us on pretty much any audio or visual format you like. If you go to wannabetwithus.com, it'll take you to a link tree with all the options. So welcome to the show. We do this every day. Yes, 7 days a week. Ben and I give you our favorite plays that we've made since yesterday's show. You see the PTI ripoff rundown down the side there. First, second, third down, three favorite bets, sometimes a little more than three, that we've made since yesterday. Fourth down is an opportunity to bet on something short that's going to happen quickly in a game to be played first quarter, first half kind of thing. Sometimes it's fourth and long shots or long-term futures bets. Overtime, football season, we give you a football or football parlay every day. We also show all our work. We tell you what we're doing well, what we're not doing well, where we need to get better. Every bet we've made since we launched this show is registered below, and we show you how we did last night. Look, I had a rough beat in the NBA last night that correlates to Trae Young and the fair play there and him leaving the game in the first quarter with a freak injury because one of his teammates tried to oversell a foul and flop, and it ended up knocking Trae Young out of the game. We took the Nets-Hawks game down to 229.5, and it finished 117-112. Porzingis hits a little three-footer with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in that game, Beltway Ben. The Hawks had 115 points at that point in time. The game stayed within a 3 to 7 point margin, which usually in the NBA screams a lot of fouling late. Not only did the Hawks not make another field goal the final 3:54, they attempt just 2 foul shots. The Nets, meanwhile, have a chance with a 2-possession game to throw it inside early, right? Get the 2 out of the way and then try to hit the 3. No. They're just slinging up threes all over the place. So there's no scoring really in the final 90 seconds of the game. Again, the Hawks just 2 foul shots in the final 3:54. 117-112. It kills us. We were all over, though, that Rockets-Toronto game. We told you we liked the over there. We told you Toronto money line and Toronto over 117.5 would get you plus money, and it did. If you're in the Super Discord, you hit some other NBA bets with us. All of our bets, when we make them, are in the Super Discord. Got the QR code there. You can also, if you're a Spotifyer, go to our link tree. Go to our Twitter bios. The link tree is there. Freddie Freeman, hey, he barely even fouled balls off against the Savage. Was way off on that one. So not a great night for us. And I knew it was bad, Beltway Ben. I knew it was going to be bad when we're watching the Bayern Munich Cologne match in the studio doing our radio show. And Harry Kane misses 2 sitters in the first 20 minutes. Head balls that go off his face, not his forehead. Luis Diaz misses another sitter inside the 6-yard box 5 minutes in, as he tends to do. And Bayern scores 4 times, but not within the first 20 minutes of the match. But if you watch this show, Beltway Ben, you did something smart. You heard me talk about this match. You saw how I played it, and you said I'm just going to take 1.5 over total goals in the first half. And you told me, why didn't I take 1.5 Bayern goals in the first half, which I talked myself out of. So even if you don't have to always play what we're playing. We're trying to put you onto things, and you might put your own spin on it and make money on a day where I lose and push. Beltway Ben, tell us about your Wednesday night.
Thankfully for Trae Young's fair play that we got, I had a really good night. We finished up 4 units. The Missouri State, I'm telling you guys now, I've gotten some messages, so I'm not sure that all the states are doing the FanDuel team prop things, but I'm expecting it to be out pretty quickly for those states because it's popular and it's fun to do. We cashed that. We cashed Jaren Jackson over 5.5 rebounds. Lost the Dodgers first 5 and lost the Mavs Dodgers moneyline parlay, but we hit 3 of the 4 parlays we did. And as I said before, the fair play
Sweet.
with Trae Young took his 20 plus out.
Yes.
What that does, Trae Young was only like minus 400 or 300. The other 2 plays were the ones that got us to plus money. So we got it to plus 155. It dropped down from plus 255 to 156. Sorry. So it was a good day with the parlays. We had the Mavs same game parlay, Cooper Flag 10 plus, Siakam 6 plus rebounds. That was no sweat. Levine 20 plus, Banchero 20 plus, Mobley 15 plus, plus 140. That cash. So it was a good night overall. Thanks for the fair play. And to Jason's point earlier, some books don't have exactly what is given out, and you don't maybe want to use another book. Now, we suggest that you shop around and do different things, but if you want to stick to one book, I'll give the example with what Jason was saying. I was on DraftKings, and they didn't have the lead after 20 minutes. So to me, Jason's saying that they're probably going to lead after 20 minutes. I said, if there's a goal in the first 20 minutes, I'm expecting there to be one in the next 25 and extra time. So I take that and cash. Do I know anything about soccer? Absolutely not. Jason does, though. I took what he said. So that's what you guys can do with some of the things we say. If you don't like our play and you want to bring something down, things like that, there's a lot of different ways.
Do you still have me, Ben? My audio was a little crazy there for a minute.
You're here.
Okay, cool. All right, so that was enough about last night. We've got a lot to get to today. Again, you can see we're now up 90 units. By the way, Ben, if we have a 3 lobster night tonight, it is not out of the question that we are bumping up on 100 units.
No, we were right. We were right
by the weekend.
Right there.
It is not out of the question. All right. First down. I'm going back to the Blackhawks, who have been absolute money in the NHL. Now, they're 9-1 against the spread. They've lost only one time all season by 2 goals. That was over the weekend against the Kings. We were on Chicago plus 1.5 and the under 6.5. The under 6.5 cashed easy. Chicago hits the crossbar, hits the post in the third period. Can't tie us up. We lose on the empty netter. That's always the fear here when you're on a dog in the NHL. However, I'm on this game because I think Chicago can win outright at Minnesota. I like the way Chicago's playing. And again, they're 9-1 against the spread this season. They're 4-0 against the spread on the road. Winnipeg is just 3-3 against the spread at home. Winnipeg's lost 4 of their last 5. Look, Chicago's won 2 in a row on the road. Chicago's been a little janky at home, trying to put on a show. Maybe a little too cute, a little too ticky-tack with the passing. Not as direct, not as dump and chase at home. But on the road, you just grind it out. And this team has absolutely showed that they grind it out, and it's a 1-goal game. And quite often, we're dead even into the third period. And, if you're on this bet and we go overtime, that's a guaranteed winner. So I'm trying to be judicious at what I do in the NHL, but I have seen a lot of the Hawks. I do like the way they're playing. And if they burn me here, might not make another NHL bet for a while, Ben. That's just how it is. First down for you.
First down, we are going to a running back receiving prop, and we're going with Justice Hill over 16.5 receiving yards, and we'll also play him over his receptions, which we'll get to in a minute. The Dolphins are allowing more receiving yards than all but 4 teams in the NFL. Justice Hill, when you look at the consistency and things that he's done with Lamar Jackson at quarterback, it's a lot different. Lamar trusts him. They keep him on the field. There's a lot of talk about Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell's going to come into some of those snaps and all those different things. Keaton Mitchell's going to get snaps. It's not going to be Justice Hill's. They trust him on third down. He's good in pass pro. Keaton Mitchell will absolutely dive into some of Derrick Henry's carry snaps. I don't even think it'll be that much. But to me, it will be
3 to
more
5
Henry.
Snaps.
Right. It'll be more Henry than Hill, in my opinion, because it's third down. Lamar trusts Hill. 40 receiving yards Miami's allowing, as I said before. That is the 5th most in the NFL. He was over this in his last 3 games with Lamar Jackson, or 3 of his last 4 with Lamar starting this year. Of course, Lamar hasn't been playing. Things have been different in the passing game. With Lamar Jackson playing, everything changes. So we like Justice Hill over 16.5 receiving yards, plain, and then we also like over 2.5 receptions. As I said before, he is the third down back. Miami can get after the quarterback a little bit. The Ravens' offensive line is not very good. I would expect some quick throws from Lamar to Justice Hill and Isaiah Likely, which we are in a massive way on today's show.
Excellent. Second down for me. Thursday night football. Tua Tagovailoa to throw at least 2 passing touchdowns, plus 115. Look, he's done this in 5 of his last 7 games, and he's done it despite having back-to-back games where he threw 2 interceptions, which obviously robs you of possessions, flips the game, flips momentum, puts you in a situation where you call fewer pass plays in general a lot of times, or you just get your ass benched. However, this is a Baltimore team. I wouldn't get carried away with what they've done defensively the last couple of weeks. They've rallied to save their season, and they've been at home. The pass defense still leaves a lot to be desired, and the pass rush on the road, I think, will be absolutely minimal. Zach Orr, their young defensive coordinator, is not going to blitz a whole lot on the road either, because this is a must-win game, and this is an offense that, even without Hill and even without Waller, can gut you and can take screen passes to the house. It's kind of what they excel in, and if you're bringing 6 or 7 and you're vulnerable on the back end against guys like Waddle, you're in trouble. Even a guy like Malik Washington, I think, will have a role in this game because of his speed. Baltimore has allowed 14 passing touchdowns already this season to just 2 interceptions. They don't turn you over. They give up a lot of passing yards. They give up a lot of passing touchdowns. 5 passing touchdowns allowed by the Ravens in 2 road games. Yeah, they've only played twice on the road. Tua got his swag back a little bit last week, and he will get rid of the ball quickly. If you look at his time to throws, it was one thing through when he got benched. It's been a little different since, and I think the ball will come out quickly here. Kyle Hamilton can only guard one guy in the slot, one guy around the line of scrimmage. There'll be other matchups that they like. And look, I think the Ravens might go off here. I think the Bengals might have to chase the game. I think Tua will be throwing the football. Second down, Ben.
Second down, we will go to a prop that in a bunch of different ways we've been on multiple ways. Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown. Jason and I talked about this yesterday. We were considering it. We didn't fully know yet. The Dolphins are allowing 83 receiving yards per game to tight ends. Now, that's the 6th most in the NFL, and a lot of that is also across the field in the end zone. They've allowed a bunch of touchdowns. Plus 250 for Lamar Jackson at minus 200 or minus 170 to throw 2 touchdown passes. 2 guys are going to get them. I'm confident in that. Andrews has taken some in the past, but we also have seen Lamar, as I've talked about before, trust him. He trusts him throwing the football. He has the ability to go up and make a different play. They can line him in line. They can go out wide. I also like 50-plus receiving yards. Didn't have 50-plus in many games last year, but the value here, plus 500. He did it in both playoff games the Ravens played in. This is practically a playoff game. They've talked about it time and time again, how crucial this one is. Lamar likes going to him in big spots. We've seen that in the past. A bad defense against tight ends. I don't know how he doesn't go for over 20.5. But especially 50 there at plus 500 is too good to pass on. And then over 2.5 receptions, plus 124. More value here. If you're gonna give us plus 124 for him to catch 3 balls, and even if he doesn't have the big yardage date I expect, they will throw inline screens to tight ends. They will do a lot of different things. Monken is creative, especially when we see Lamar Jackson playing quarterback. Lamar is going to go his way 3 or more times when he's likely to come down with a few. Barring penalties, that's one thing with Likely this year that's been a little bit we don't usually see it with him. He's picked up a lot of penalties. Now, on top of that, he didn't start the first 3 weeks. He was out with injury. That takes some time to get going. He's later in the year now. He's improved. Not a lot of pre-snap penalties. Last week, he did have the face mask. I don't expect them to keep him off the field. You need to win this game, and you need your best players on the field. He is the best tight end on this Ravens team right now, and I think it's been that way for the past 2 years, even with Mark Andrews' big touchdown run last year. Isaiah Likely is one of the more mismatched tight ends in the NFL, and I think we see that as the season goes on. So, again, Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown, Isaiah Likely 50-plus receiving yards, and Isaiah Likely over 2.5 receptions, and you can get all of those at plus money, plus 250, plus 500, and plus 124.
He will show up in my overtime, and I think Miami's linebackers and safeties are going to have trouble with him. Third down, I don't play a ton of individual props, and I don't play a ton of them for plus money, but there's 2 in the NBA I like. We've been all over Greeky Freaky all year. Thought he would come out like a freak, and he has. They're setting his regular points total for tonight's game. He's home against Golden State. They're setting it 30.5, 31.5, depending on where you shop. I'm taking it to 35, and you can get it as high as plus 180. Why do I like it at 35? Well, this season, in 4 games, he has 37, 40, 31, and 37. I think this will be a relatively close game. I felt like they managed his minutes a little more against the Knicks at home the other night. There's no travel involved here. It's another big spot. He came out and recommitted his love to Milwaukee last time out. And look, how's he done against Golden State the last 5 times he's faced him? 29. He's gotten over 30 points 3 of the last 5 times he's faced them. Now, if you watch these teams this year, and I talked about this, he's dominating Giannis in the paint. He is driving. He is taking fewer jumpers, fewer mid-range, fewer threes, and he's committed to driving and dominating in the paint. Milwaukee scoring 62.1% of their points, 2-pointers. Highest rate in the NBA. They're 4th in 2-point attempts per game. How is Golden State defending 2-point shots? By the way, Ben, they're allowing opponents to score 60.3% of their 2-pointers. That is at the towards the bottom of the NBA. That is 27th. They don't really have a big to match up with him. Certainly not an athletic big. I mean, is it a little bit of Kuminga? Is it a little bit of Draymond? I mean, one can jump with him but doesn't have the size. The other one can't move with him at all. We've seen Giannis take these games over. And I just think schematically it's a good fit for him. And again, he's been doing this with some regularity. I think he gets to the line a ton here. I think he dominates around the board, around the glass here. Second chance shots, all that stuff. So I like him for 35 or more points. We also like Isaiah Hartenstein to get at least 13 rebounds here. Now, we're getting plus 160. He's facing a Wizards team that has all kinds of issues on the glass. Like, go back to the 2-point percentage, right? The Wizards are attempting the most 2-pointers, Ben, in the NBA. Highest percentage, 58%. But they're only 21st in 2-point field goal percentage. They're giving up a whole lot of rebound opportunities on 2-point shots. I expect Hartenstein to be collecting there. Like, we've got a back situation with Holmgren. Not sure if he's going to play or not. We've got a Wizards team who their bigs tend to pick up a lot of fouls early. Sarr's more interested in scoring than defending. If we get Hartenstein versus Bagley, I like him versus the bag man. Hartenstein, remember, played against the Wizards more when he was in the East with the Knicks. His last 4 times out. 12 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 17 rebounds, 19 rebounds. This season, how's he done? Overall, 14 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 14 rebounds, 8 rebounds. I just think it's a matchup, mismatch. I think it starts early for an OKC team that's been playing with their food a little bit. Back home, I like him to grab 13 rebounds. Again, the regular number's around 11.5. Third down, Ben?
Third down, we're going to Devon Achane over 54.5 rushing yards at minus 112. You shop around, there's 56.5 some spots, but 54.5 you can find it. The Ravens are bottom 5 in EPA against the run, and they're also bottom 10 in success rate against the run, defensive success rate. He's over this in 5 of his last 6 and 3 straight games. The Ravens have held opposing running backs under this in 2 straight. But if you look at the carries, DeAndre Swift, average 4.1 per carry. Kyron Williams, 4 per carry. Blake Corum in that game, 4.1 per carry. There was also some weird situations going on there, but I was told that, the Ravens defense, they're moving in the right direction. With that being said, the Miami Dolphins talked all week about their success running the football this weekend, the difference that was, and the way they continued to move it in the offensive line road grading. Why would you not try to do that again? You want to keep the ball to the Ravens' hands. When Lamar Jackson plays, this is a high-powered offense. If you let him beat you and get the ball quick, it will be bad. I mean, he could throw 5 touchdowns. We've seen him do it in prime time multiple times. He is very good, and I know he's coming back from injury. I'm trusting that Lamar will be at his best tonight against this Miami defense, who isn't very good. So with that being said, Miami has to try to control time of possession. They have to be efficient, and Devon Achane is one of those quick backs. With the way the Ravens load the box and do those different things, if Kyle Hamilton or Roquan Smith plugs the wrong hole like he did a few times, they're in trouble. Devon Achane can make a play, and we've seen those mistakes. Like communication, those types of issues have gotten the Ravens time and time again over the past 2 years since Zach Orr has taken over at coordinator. So to me, I think Achane has a big run today, and I also think he goes over the 54.5 rushing yards at minus 112.
It's a perfect segue into one of my two fourth and shorts. Let's go back to Achan. I'm going to take long reception over 12.5 yards, minus 132. The Ravens have given up a pass play to a running back of 12 yards or more in 6 of their 7 games. But they haven't been thrown on as much as you would expect. Like, they've only been thrown on average, 2 running backs 6 times per game. I think that goes up in this game. I said Tua's going to get rid of the ball quick. Pass rush coming fast or not. They're going to like his speed on the outside. They're going to like his speed on the outside against a linebacker like Roquan Smith, who can't run like he used to. The Baltimore Ravens are allowing a completion percentage of 80.5% to running backs. Look, you go back to the Rams game. Kyron Williams had receptions of 30 yards. He had reception of 17 yards just in that game. I don't know why Ben Johnson didn't throw the ball to DeAndre Swift more. When he started to in the second half, he immediately took one for 30 yards. Achan's got 5 targets or more in 6 straight games. The Ravens allow a passer rating of 110 when you throw to running backs. And Achan is a yak monster. He's averaging 7.9 yards after the catch per reception. The Baltimore Ravens against running backs are giving up over 8 yak per reception. Bottom 10 in the NFL. I frankly wouldn't be surprised if he's got a reception for 20 yards or more in this game. We also have a fourth and short. First quarter of this Thunder Wizards game. We're back on it tonight. The Wizards are allowing 34.5 points per first quarter. That is among the dreads in the NBA. Bottom 3 in the NBA. They're also, Beltway Ben, the worst team in the NBA when it comes to giving up defensive rebounds in the first quarter. Almost 11 opponent defensive rebounds per first quarter this season. So, look, I know OKC hasn't come out guns a-blazing. I know they're only averaging 26 points per first quarter. But I also know the Wizards are a young team. They foul a lot early. They're sending opposing teams to the line 8 times per first quarter. Beltway Ben, who gets to the line more than SGA? Anybody? Nobody. So, here's how we're playing this. Race to 30 points in the first quarter. It has to happen in the first quarter. And the Wizards do play at a frenetic pace, and the Wizards can score. So I'm going to say OKC gets to 30 points first in the first quarter. And Hartenstein, who I explained why we're on him, to get 3 or more first quarter rebounds plus 180. Hartenstein this season in the first quarter rebounds 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, maybe no Holmgren or limited Holmgren. Washington starts games really kind of off. They chuck up a lot of shots. They don't go there. A lot of rebound opportunities, a lot of 2-point rebound opportunities. So you don't have to worry about the ball going as long from a deep shot. I think he cleans up under the basket. Fourth down, Beltway Ben.
Real quick, I know I was going to let you finish first, but this is for your receiving. Achan longest reception.
Okay.
This is for the Achan longest reception. I like that play a lot.
Thanks for hopping on board, Meaty. You're always welcome here.
But no, here, again.
Dogs are sad. It's raining like hell here. Walk this morning. They don't want to leave the house. They're moping. It's a rough day for the dogs here.
So hopefully the Ravens win to cheer them up. Are they Ravens fans? I mean, Mateo's
they're one of best fans. Beltway Ben.
Sharky.
If we get to 100 units, they'll be ecstatic. That's what they're rooting for.
All right. Well,
they're part of the show.
Yeah,
they're part of the show.
Exactly. Damn right they are.
There's Meatball. There's Gigi. She's a little worse for wear. Gigi. I gotta make a new Gigi. She's a little. I know.
Mine are a little bent.
Choppy. R.I.P. Maybe Odyssey will put that in our budget. Give us some new dogs on the stick.
Isaiah likely 15+ first half receiving yards plus 145. Now, if Jason had the yellow card or red card, would he throw it up? Maybe. Possibly.
They should be here. They should be here today. And the Lobsters.
Would you have thrown it up?
No, because I'm on him.
Okay.
I'm on him too. I mean, maybe.
I mean, this is like the fourth. If Isaiah like that, but again,
probably
if
Probably.
they're all plus, or most of them are plus money.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Most of them are plus money. So if we can cash a few, I think he's going to have a big night overall. I think all of these are very possible.
I do too.
And the 50 plus at plus 500 Thursday night. I don't know if it's 2 straight or 2 of our last 3. We've hit like a plus 500 or plus 450 play in a bunch of those Thursday night games. But here we're going Isaiah Likely, 15 plus first half receiving yards at plus 145. I've broken him down on today's show, yesterday's show, the day before that. I'm pretty high on him this week, as you can tell. Lamar Jackson, I didn't break this down earlier. I did it 2 days ago. I'll bring it up again. This is a contract year for his buddy Isaiah Likely. They are tight. They are very close. There was some rumors that the Ravens might be able to get a deal done earlier in the year. They haven't, though. And there's nothing that points to them doing it in the next few days. So to me, Lamar taking over, they can beat this team a million different ways. But when you have a Dolphins defense that's allowing 83 receiving yards to tight ends per game, how is Likely not going to be featured? How is he not going to get the football early? And Lamar also, I don't think he's coming out chucking it 80 yards down the field. Miami's been pretty good against wide receivers in that area. So tight ends, that's what's beating them. I think it's going to be quick throws to Likely. Let him make some plays with his legs. As I said, he's super athletic, fast for a tight end, can break tackles, good with the stiff arm. To me, it's going to be a big day for Isaiah Likely. This can happen in one catch with him as well. Lamar will take shots across the middle of the field, but as I said, run after the catch is big with Likely. I like him to go for 15 plus first half receiving yards at plus 145.
I like it, Beltway, Ben. I like it, and we've got synergy here because I'm on Likely in fourth downs. Now, our backdrops are not as aligned as they normally are today, so we're a little off kilter in that regard. If you're a Spotify, you have no idea what we're talking about, but that's why you should watch the show too.
True.
But we are aligned here. So let's start with overtime, my football parlay of the day. Lamar Jackson to throw at least 2 passing touchdowns and Isaiah Likely to have at least 20 receiving yards plus 155. As Ben noted, Miami stinks against tight ends, allowing 8.3 yards per attempt to tight ends, 25th in the NFL, allowing a completion percentage of 83.3% to tight ends, 30th in the NFL. This is a tight end who's been bottled up, but he's fully healthy now, and he's ready to go. Lamar, the 2 touchdowns. I mean, Lamar in prime time for his career, Beltway Ben, 27 career starts in prime time, 55 touchdown passes to 11 interceptions, 108.4 rating, 67% completions. Lamar versus Miami in his career, 14 touchdowns to 1 pick in 4 games. 2 of those 4 games, he's thrown 5 passing touchdowns with no interceptions, and the Ravens have had 56 points or more in 2 of those 4 games. So we also like double overtime. Lamar Jackson to throw at least 3 passing touchdowns plus 230. He's got 2 or more in 7 of his last 8 primetime games. Over his last 8 primetime games, 21 touchdowns to no interceptions. Miami's defense has some issues. Lamar on a big stage, having not played in a while. Lamar not playing in the Sunday game, specifically so he could get that hamstring as good as it could be for his return to Miami. Yeah, I don't think 3 is out of the question whatsoever. Overtime for you, Beltway, Ben?
Yeah, overtime here. We have a few different parlays, all in the NFL. I didn't do any NBA. I actually don't love the NBA today. I know yesterday I said it, but today is.
I really wanted to get on a Thunder team total, but I just couldn't. And I really wanted to get on LaMelo Ball, but I couldn't get there.
Yeah, I didn't like anything. The matchups didn't look great for me. It's also still early. Like when you look at some of these spots, it's like, well, they're allowing point guards to score 30 per game. Well, one of those is because a guy scored 50. Like it's kind of early.
Orlando's defense, though. Orlando's defense better get right. Like that's their calling card. We know they can't shoot.
They don't look good at all.
Orlando's defense better. Their defense and rebounding better turn quickly.
Well, their 3-point shooting is a massive issue. They have like one of the
Well, they
worst
can't do that, so they
shooting.
better at least keep games
But
low
when they
scoring.
added Bane, that was the thought. You add Bane, he can shoot, and that was what I thought. Boy, have I been wrong so far. Here, though, we are going with a 3-leg parlay. We have 2. The first one is Devon Achane, 30-plus rushing yards, Isaiah Likely, 10-plus receiving yards, and Lamar, 2-plus passing touchdowns, plus 131. All of these are in our place some different way. We gave out Lamar 2-plus passing touchdowns a few days ago, yesterday, I believe. Isaiah Likely, 10-plus receiving yards, and Devon Achane, 30-plus rushing yards. Now, Devon Achane, we're taking him way down. 30 should be no issue. I think he's going to get to 60, but 30 should not be an issue. That can be done in the first half if they are down. 21 plus in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Isaiah Likely 10 plus receiving yards. Talked about him how many
First
times
quarter.
on the show? How many
First
times?
quarter, big bang boom.
Get it over with. Hit him with a 50-yard touchdown that we literally cashed. 50-yard touchdown the first time.
25-yarder to Likely for a touchdown, first drive of the game. That would check a lot of boxes.
Yes, that would.
Meaty and R.I.P. Choppy and Gigi are gonna will that into existence for us.
Yes, that'd be incredible. And then Lamar 2+ passing touchdowns. Jason mentioned what he's done in prime time. One of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, probably, in my opinion, the best or the most talented, but I don't think he has an issue here. Ravens money line, Isaiah Likely 30+, Devon Achane 40+, plus 329. We're taking Likely up 10 yards from his regular number. Talked about him time and time again. Devon Achane, 40+ rushing yards. I don't know that they stop him. If he's averaging 4 yards per carry and they were rambling all week, I mean, we got the run game going. We need to continue that. Let the offensive lineman build confidence that way. How does he not do it here? I think he quite honestly could do this in the first half. I'm expecting one heavy hitter run from him in this game. And then the Ravens on the money line to get us to plus 329. Listen, this is a playoff game, as I said before. Could it be close on the road? Yes. Do you always think back to that Thursday night when the Ravens were playing better football and Greg Roman there? They couldn't figure out the blitz, cover zero that night. Yeah, you can think about that. But at the same time, I'm not fully buying that this Dolphins team has figured itself out. They're going to turn on each other. We've heard it in pressers with Tua. The coach is really not a leader. I don't believe much in him.
No.
I do think we see the Ravens win this game at plus 329. Again, Isaiah Likely, Ravens money line, and Devon Achane 40+.
There you have it, folks. That's the show. Beltway Ben, again, please let the people know how we did last night. You crushed it. I was bad. We're up pushing 90 units since we launched this show May 21st. First show with our friend Katie Mox, who has one of the half dozen or so Wanna Bet hoodies in existence. We're excited about that. All our picks in real time right there, the QR code to get into our super Discord with our buddy Eric Casilius, who's been crushing it as well. If you're a Spotifyer, go to the Twitter. Again, our Twitter bios. You can get the link tree there. Ben, I guess noon tomorrow, normal time.
Yep.
Saturday, we might have a show for you. We might as well put the Saturday show out early, don't you think?
Well, no, Saturday we're just going to go live Friday night. For Saturday's plays.
Oh, so we're going to do it live and then and then it can just live. Yeah, okay, so it'll be live. I didn't know if it'd be taped and then Saturday morning. Okay,
so I would say
we're going to do 2 shows on Friday. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, so Friday night, it'll be on YouTube first and then Twitter. But Twitter will probably be like midnight. It'll be real late. But again, you can see it all day. You can see it the next day. Yep. So that's also good for some people because some want to get those 12 noon kickoff bets in earlier if we have a noon kickoff play.
Yes.
Or hockey or NBA, anything like that. So it will be live Friday night.
Love it. There we go. So we're going to be doing 2 shows tomorrow at noon. And then what time will you want to go? What time are we going to do the second one?
It's 11:30. Be ready around.
Wow. Late night. How about that? Look, it's what we do. You want to bet. We want to bet. 2 shows tomorrow for the price of 1, which is free. And let's win some bets tonight. Let's get 100 units for Meatball and Choppy, RIP, and Gigi.